Okay, so it's been a while since I've been up here. I'm very excited to be back. I hope I remember how to speak into a microphone, but I don't think that's an issue. I'm also very excited about the theme for this month. We have a new theme of transformation for, well, not this month, but for all of November and this particular 30th of October today. Happy Halloween, everyone, if you celebrate. So have a good time with that. So this month, we're going to be deepening into that whole theme of the process of transformation. Transforming ways of living that move us out of the old patterns, the old thinking, and all of that stuff that we always speak about. But it truly, if we pay attention to the old tapes that are running our lives, we'll realize that we can transform those tapes and we can create new ones. And those tapes might have been good up until now, but now it's time for us to transform our way of living, of showing up in the world, because there's always more life to experience, always. And because that life is forever calling us, it's forever calling us, we are ready to transform into those ways of a higher, more expansive and beautiful way of being, of living our lives in happiness and joy, truly. Living our lives consciously is what I say. I really truly feel with all the tremendous change that is going on all around us, that it might serve us to shift our perspective, to shift how we view things, because whether you like it or not, the universe is giving us a kick in the butt right now with everything that is changing, and we can stay stuck or we can be open to new ways. All we can do, because we were living in the unknown all the time anyway, but we can stay open to new ways of showing up, new ideas. You know, if you pay attention, there's always something new you learn every single day. I mean, I do every single day. Like, I just learned, it has nothing to do with the talk, but I just learned that you're not to leave butter out on the counter. It turns rancid, so you got to put it in the refrigerator. I mean, this to me was like, wow, how did I survive 72 years of my life leaving the butter out? But they see, these are the little things, but there are big things, little things. The universe doesn't know the difference. So to set the stage for this entire month, let me ask you a few questions that you can answer for me. As believers in the tenets and principles of New Thought, that's the spirituality, religious science, we know that we live in an infinitely abundant universe, a giving universe, because it's always giving to us when we're open and receptive to it, a universe of creativity, of flow, a universe that is created by and from life, capital L, itself. And therefore, life itself, right here and right now, no matter what the circumstances that show up, that life is always supporting us. It is truly always there within us, outside of us, is everything. There is no separation in the allness of the divine. There is none. And as believers, right? Are we believing that? That was the question. Yes.
Yeah.
I turned it into a monologue. As believers in these principles of our spirituality, we also know that the good, the flow, the abundance of this divine life, all of it is ready to pour itself into us. But it needs a vessel in order to flow through. If we have all these blocks that are keeping it from flowing, then it's not going to be able to have that beautiful flow of just incredible ways of showing up in life. It really are things that we wouldn't think in our minds. We stay open and we stay ready for it, right? That's part of our teachings. So, we know, most of us, know that the level of our acceptance of this good and our ability to receive it is determined by our belief or faith in everything. How deep is our faith? And I would take that a step further and say, how deep is our knowing? Because when I know something, that is absolute. That is full alignment. But for now, our faith. So we activate and call forth God's good in all of our lives by our measure of faith. And how deep is that faith? The Bible tells us in Corinthians that faith without work is dead. So our faith needs to be active. It's not a stagnant thing. It needs to be active and involved. So over the next month, we're going to take the steps and we're going to do it in transformative activities and actions that anchor our faith and align us with this good. We want to really use this stuff. We don't want to just stand up here and talk about it and read nice readings and say great prayers and music. We want to make it active, fluid. We really want to use it in our lives. And so this morning you do have a handout in your bulletins, but you don't have to open them now. But you do have, and these are transformative activities that you do once a day. Every week we're going to hand out another one because we're calling this the 28 days of transformation. So there will be 28 of these, or maybe a few more. So remember, as we begin our 28 days of transformation, it is not journey. It's not a journey to transformation. And thinking that nothing's going to happen until day 28. That's not the way transformation works. Rather, we recognize that transformation is a process. And we're going to spend the next 5 weeks, which is more than 28 days, but we're going to spend the next 5 weeks in learning the process of transformation. And these activities, if we use them every day, will really help us in an active manner. So today's talk is called The Process of Transformation. And we're going to use one of my favorite analogies, the caterpillar. That would be a butterfly as our guide. We can learn a great deal about transformation and our journey through this process that the caterpillar goes through. The beauty and mystery of transformation unfolds in the butterfly. Nature it truly is such a beautiful teacher. It truly is a beautiful teacher. If you're feeling not connected, just go sit somewhere in nature and you will feel the connection of spirit alive there. And so we know, most of us anyway, the process of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. But here's a little refresher that I want to go through. So a butterfly begins as an egg on a leaf. And that leaf is perfect food for the next stage of the caterpillar's life. Out of the egg comes a wiggly, furry little thing with lots of legs, a caterpillar, who spends the days chomping on this leaf because its only job is to eat and grow, to grow and eat. So the egg is eating the leaf, and it allows it to grow, and it feeds it. Then when the caterpillar feels an inner push, he just knows that it's the right time. He just knows it's the right time, and he will spin a cocoon or a chrysalis around himself. The word chrysalis comes from a Greek word which means gold. So that's pretty cool. This is an amazing stage in the butterfly's life. From the outside, it looks as if the caterpillar is curled up inside, taking a little siesta. It doesn't look like he's doing anything. But this is where all the action is. It's all taking place. Within the chrysalis, the caterpillar does not change into a butterfly. Rather, he is undergoing a metamorphosis. He doesn't go into the cocoon and sprout little wings and shorten his body and suck in his little legs. That's not what he's doing in there, right? No, inside the cocoon, the caterpillar is reduced into a puddle of goo, a puddle of DNA, just rearranging itself. Pretty amazing. And out of this puddle of goo, that butterfly arises. Tissues, limbs, and organs of this caterpillar dissolve and are rearranged. They're rearranged. Pretty cool. As an adult butterfly that emerges. When the butterfly first emerges from the chrysalis, both of the wings are soft and folded inward to the body. This is because the butterfly has to fit into all the new parts of this tiny space that it's changed into. And after a brief rest from the chore of coming out of the chrysalis, the butterfly pumps blood into the wings in order to get them working, and eventually starts flapping them and is able to fly. So what does this metamorphosis then, this transformation of the butterfly, have to do with us? Actually, a lot. There's a scripture in 2 Corinthians that reads, "Old things are passed away. Behold, all things become new." The old must exit before the new can enter. That's just the way life is. For the butterfly, it's a natural process. For us, it's a little different. It's a perfect scripture for the butterfly, however. Although it was not written for a butterfly, it was written for us to follow. The human experience of transformation. All things must pass away so that the new can emerge. The caterpillar must pass away so the butterfly can appear. The butterfly's process also has wonderful things to say, lots of wonderful things to say to us. In our process of our transformation, the old me must pass away to allow the new me to emerge. So when we're not open and receptive, that newness, that new me cannot flow in. It gets stuck. And for many of us, it takes a long time in our human journey. We thought as ourselves, say the first time, just as human beings, without any realization or connection to a higher power, a higher state of being. I know I spent my first 40 years kind of believing that, because the God I was taught about really didn't resonate with me even as a kid. So it was like, the human's got to do everything, we're alone. And the day comes after a metamorphosis of sorts when we see more of who we are, and we say, I may be a human being, but I'm having a spiritual experience. Then another day comes, and usually after another metamorphosis, we say, I am not a human being having a spiritual experience, but rather, I'm a spiritual being having this human experience. And then another day comes, another transformation. And we might say, as a spiritual being, I want my human experiences to be at the highest level of alignment with my spiritual self, with that divine self, when we just align and allow life to flow through us. It's much easier said than done, but so much better, the best way to live life. Just as it is the destiny of the caterpillar to become a butterfly, so it is our destiny to realize who we really are, and then to step into it, to step into that glorious space of knowing we're never alone, we're always taken care of, we're always guided, and to claim it and live it. We can definitely look at our master teacher, Jesus, one of the greatest master teachers, I believe, of this New Thought spirituality. Jesus came to acknowledge, discover, and experience the fullness of who he was as a human. He went through all the human tribulations that we might go through, the experiences. And then we see that there were times when he felt very divine. He was a human, he was a divine being. You know, he said, the Father within doeth the work. These things that I do, you can do also. He was teaching us the incredible, he gave us an incredible gift of knowing that we are not alone, that there is a divine, the God, the whatever spirit is doing the work through us and to us. So great. Our task, part of our process of transformation, is to dissolve that which stands in the way of the transformation happening. Thus we will be transformed constantly when we're open and receptive to it, again and again and again, as our journey continues, our journey of evolution. We don't want to be stagnant. We want to evolve. We want to spread our arms out and claim the good, just like that. That's why you see sometimes in pictures I'm doing that, usually with a beautiful backdrop behind me, because I'm accepting the good of the universe. And there's something in extending the arms upward and open that just opens up the heart and the entire being. Our task as part of the transformation is to dissolve anything that doesn't serve us anymore. Naturally, allow it, like the butterfly, just allow it to dissolve. But unlike the butterfly, for whom this happens naturally, as I said, the transformation process needs a little help, now and then. And I want to use another analogy here, one that really is it's so right on in describing this process of being stuck. There are some parts of the country where they have trees logged. Maybe you've seen them. I know when I was up in Canada many years ago, I saw the trucks and I didn't see the whole process, but you know, logging those, driving those logs. But there's a logging process before that even happens. The process of getting the logs from the forest to the mill using the natural process of nature, meaning a river. That's why the mills always have a river. The mill is built downriver from where the trees are felled, and the logs are floated down the river to the mill. But occasionally debris or rocks will cause the log to jam, to get stuck. And then another log comes along and that gets stuck too. And then another, and pretty soon they're all clogged up. You have a log jam. And the force of the river, the force of the flow of the river trying to get the logs down makes it even more clogged up. In fact, the power of the flow trying to get through actually keeps the log jam stuck. So this flow is happening, but these logs are keeping it from truly getting through and serving the purpose of bringing the logs downstream. So, using dynamite, they have to unstick this log jam. It's the only way to actually do it. Our lives, you ever feel like that? Our lives, and that's when I say sometimes it's the universal 2x4 that I'm like no more of 2x4s, you know, let it happen gently, but you know, sometimes we have to get a whack to really wake up and say, wait a minute, I'm going to rethink it all. I'm going to rethink this. We think sometimes I'll let this one little thing pass by. It's no big deal, right? I don't have to deal with this now. And it's just a little bit of resentment, hate, or frustration. So we just ignore it. We ignore it. We're not going to deal with it. Just let it be. But behind it, life is trying to flow, and there becomes a stuckness in us because we have all this built up beliefs, thoughts, resentment, hate. All of this stuff is blocking the flow of life from moving through us so that our good can occur. Because we want the good to occur. It can't occur if we're stuck, if we're all jammed up. Theologian Matthew Fox once said, in order to pick up anything new, we must let go of what we are holding. So we're hanging on for dear life because it's very familiar, so we're going to hang on. The flow of good cannot operate in our lives. We must do some clearing, letting go. So that will be our work this week. That's why we have those handouts for every day to do, to use. It's a tool if you want. Because clearing is a natural process, but for us it might take conscious intention. So we are going to get a little nudge to let go of something, old grievances, possibly some way that we've been in relationship with a family member of our origin or a relationship of some sort, a nudge to let go that we might not want to let go because we can get comfortable. We can get comfortable even in the discomfort. We get comfortable because it's familiar. This week is focusing on clearing, releasing, dissolving, a metamorphosis, if you will, as we prepare to decide what that clearing is to be. And let God, let the divine lead us. Lead us. In our understanding, realization, and realizing that there may be resistance. Listen to what the divine is telling us, but we have to get still. We have to get quiet. Clear out this relationship. Clear out the closet. Write that letter you've been putting off. Send the card that you bought. Things like this of letting go. Make a decision to make space. That's why clearing out is so energetically important in our lives. Physically, emotionally, and mentally. We want to allow that transformation to occur. And in Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes tells us, we do not change all of the patterns in a moment. Rather, it takes place little by little until gradually the old patterns become transformed into new ones by some inner alchemy of the mind, the operation of which we do not see, but the manifestation of which we do experience. I'm going to read that line again. I think this is brilliant. It's a really good one, isn't it? The operation of which we do not see, but the manifestation of what we experience. Don't see all the inner workings, but you know, that's why we say look around you. If you want to know what you're thinking and creating, look around you and see what your experiences are, because they will inform you. They will inform you. So let our journey, our process of 28 days of transformation begin right now. So I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes for a minute. So you move into this space of clearing, letting go. Let us right now begin the process of clearing a space where there is a log jam in us, so that we can create space for more of God's good, love, beauty and peace and power to move through us. Take a breath with that. So we open our minds right here and right now to be reminded of where we can clear that physical clutter in our lives. And let us, in our hearts, commit to one aspect of the clutter in our lives that we can clear out. Because we want to experience and we want to express more of the good of God in our lives. We are willing to release something that is physically cluttering our lives. Let us be open right now to have revealed to us at least one place where there might be emotional clutter. First, what emotional clutter is there within you? A feeling about yourself that does not serve you? A belief about the world that keeps you stuck and small? Be open. Be open to have that revealed and be open to releasing it here and now. Next, in a relationship, past or present, even if someone has moved on to another dimension, this exercise has nothing to do with them and everything to do with your ability to be a clear channel for the divine. We are open to have revealed to us what the relationship clearing is. Take a breath on that. And we have begun here. We have begun the physical clearing, the internal clearing, the relationship clearing of the logjam, of the greatness that is within us, opening ourselves to divine good, that river of creation. For this we give great and abiding thanks. We are so grateful for this loving energy that is moving through each and every one of us right here and right now. And that which needs to be revealed is revealed and healed, and that flow is now continuing. We started right now. I let it be because I truly know it is all unfolding in perfection. And so it is.
So it is.